Hello everyone, welcome back to the next channel. Today we are going to talk about injunction. Injunction, in what circumstances will the courts grant an injunction? What is an injunction? If you do not respect an injunction placed on you by the courts, what's the effect of it? And again, what do you show, or what will the courts look at to see that, oh, in this particular case, there is a need for an injunction? We'll discuss this and many other things on injunction. So please stay tuned and let's learn together. When we are done and you have questions, please comment under the comments below, like, share with your friends, and let's grow the channel together. So injunction is basically an order that the court makes that says that, you know what, stop doing what you are doing, or continue doing what you are doing, or refrain from doing what you are doing until the court gives you permission to do so. Now, this injunction can be given at the very beginning of the case or just in the middle of the case. And then it can also be given at the end of the case. So if it's given in the middle of the case, we'll call it an interlocutory injunction. If it's at the end of the case, we'll say, oh, this is a permanent one, a permanent injunction, or a perpetual injunction. Now, in the middle of the case, you can go to the court and say that, you know what, this and this and this is going on. And I want the court to tell the other party to stop doing what they are doing until the case is finally determined. And then when the courts make this decision, that will be the decision of the court. That is what we call the injunction. So let me give you an example. Maybe there's an election about to be held, maybe a parliamentary election. And then there's someone who says that maybe my name has been removed from the list of candidates who are contesting for the parliamentary elections. So the courts, help me, assist me. So the Electoral Commission will stop the injunction until you address my situation. Another example is that maybe there's a land matter. Two people are quarreling about a land. Now, one person has sent his or her men there and they are working, they are building in the speed. The other party can go to the court and say, Judge, you know what? We have this case. I have brought this case before you, but as you are in court, there is this particular man who is building. He has sent his workmen and they are building. Please, if you don't stop this man from continuing with the building, at the end of the case, there will be no land to give to me if I win. And so because of that, grant an injunction to stop that other party from building or doing anything that will change the nature of the land, so that at the end of the judgment, I may have my land as it is if I win, right? So what do you have to show the court for the court to consider and grant you the injunction? Number one is that you have to show that there's a case before the courts. It means you cannot just go to the court and say, I'm applying for injunction. The first thing you have to do is to send a case to court. A case that will say that maybe I am qualified to be a member of parliament, or I'm qualified to stand for the elections, and I'm being refrained from doing it. I'm being stopped by doing it. And so please tell the electoral commission that they are doing the wrong thing. Or if it's a land matter, you can say that, you know what, this land is for me. And I have come to the court for the court to make a declaration or to say that this land is for me. So when you've gone to the court will have to consider everything before they bring their judgment. But then before they bring the judgment, you have to go for the injunction to stop the person from continuing the building of the house on the land. I know you understand me. If you show that you have a case before the courts, then you also have to show that the case is not just any flimsy case. No. The law, we call it a prima facie case. You have to show that there's some substance in your case. It's not just any flimsy case at all. No. You can't just send any flimsy case to court and say, I have brought this case, so grant an injunction. The court will have to look at the face of the document that you have brought so far to determine its substance in the case that you have brought to the court for an injunction. Yes. Now, after determining that, you have to show the court that if the court does not grant an injunction and the person continues with what they are doing or what they are not doing, then after the end of the case, there will be nothing useful for you to get if you win the case. So say there is a land and you are all fighting over the land, then this person is about to sell the land. Now, if they sell, that person is able to sell the land, then you are in court for nothing, because at the end of the case, the judge will be handicapped. The judge will not be able to determine that, oh, give back the land to this person because your other party has sold the land. And so in order to stop the other person from selling the land, you have come to court that, hey, please put an injunction on this person. That's number 2. You also have to show the court that if the court does not grant the injunction, at the end of the case, it will be difficult to compensate you with money. The loss that you would have incurred because of that party's action will be so much that you cannot compensate it with money. So let's say that this person is about to sell the land. This land is a very special land to you. The time, the place where the land is, it's by the roadside. You want to build there. You want to maybe do fuel station business. You want to sell fuel there, so it's by the roadside. Immediately this person sells the land, it will be difficult for you to be compensated in money because you may never get a land like that in that area. It is special to you. And so if the court allows this person to sell the land or the person to build something else on the land, by the time the judgment is due, you cannot be compensated with money because it will be irrelevant. No amount of money will be relevant to you in that circumstance. You also have to show that there will be a lot of hardship on you if the court does not grant the injunction. Let's say that you have money at the bank and you're going to withdraw it, maybe to go to the hospital or something, and then somebody has applied to the court that that money is his or hers, so you should place an injunction on you so that you should not go and withdraw the money. At that moment, the court will consider that between you who need the money for the hospital and the other person who said the money is theirs, if the court should grant the injunction, who would suffer the most of the hardship? The same way, the person is building on the land which you are claiming is for you, and then you want the court to stop that person from building on the land. The court will consider, okay, so between this person who is building, the high prices of cement and workmen, in case we delay this case for a year, who will suffer more hardship? The court will balance this and see who should be granted the injunction and who should not be granted the injunction. Now, every case we decided on its own facts. So every case, don't think that all 2 lands are the same. There are some lands that injunctions will not be granted. There are some lands that injunctions will be granted. It depends on how you put your case across before the court. The court should be able to see that this one, there's a need for us to stop everybody from doing everything. Sometimes the court will stop one part. Sometimes the court will stop all parties from building. Hold on, let's wait and decide the case first. Now, if the court grants the injunction and you fail to respect the injunction, it means that you are disrespecting the court, and that is what we will amount to contempt of court. And contempt of court, you can be fined a huge sum of money, or you can be imprisoned for disobeying or disrespecting the court orders. So please take note of that. You have to also show that looking at all the circumstances of the case, it would be fair and just for you to be granted the injunction. Sometimes the court will order one party to pay some money, because you are stopping this person from building. We are ordering you to come and pay some money and keep it there, so that in case at the end of the case we are able to determine that the land is not for you, but you unreasonably made us stop someone from building, then we use that money to compensate the person. The courts can do that, but it's not all the time. So please, if you have a land matter, it's not automatic that immediately you have a land matter and it is in court, the court will have to grant an injunction. No, you have to go and tell the judge that this and this and this is what the people are doing. Get the evidence, take pictures, come and show it to the court that this and this is what they are doing. If you don't stop them, it will change the nature of the land until we are done with the case. So please place an injunction on it. And if you're the one that somebody is suing for an injunction, you also have to look at these factors that we have said and find reasons to contradict what they are saying. Tell them that you will suffer the most of hardship. You can compensate them with money or the balance of convenience. That is, if in case the court wants to balance and see who will suffer more hardship, they should know that you will suffer more hardship rather, and that person is being irrational, that he doesn't have a good case before the court. You have to show all of this to the court before the court can determine whether or not it is good to grant the injunction. Let me leave this here. Leave your questions. Let me know what your questions are. I will answer them for you. Until we meet again, please take care and have a very, very good time. Bye.